Hello everybody, today I'm doing another beach themed cup for you, just because I'm doing one, so I thought I would film it. I've just been opening some lids on my new, I've got some old paints, some new paints, and the seals on my new paints are a nightmare to get off. This cup has been prepared, sanded, cleaned, etc. So I'm just going to crack on. I'm going to start at my beach with, that one is white, with my gold. This is, in case you are in any doubt, this is pouring paint. So it blends beautifully on the cup. The first thing we have to do is just get enough of it on there, and I will be coming back with my finger to fill in any gaps later on. I do find that the gold is often a bit lost as all the other colours get on, so I'm trying to really make sure the gold comes pretty far up. That is the majority of that. Where are we? The majority of that bottle. So that's something to bear in mind. I probably need to start buying golds separately, and maybe some blues as well. I'm going to start with, I think, sort of, this is called sky blue. I'm not necessarily worrying right now about blending them together. I just want to get paint on the cup, and as you can see, that's the end of that one. And then I have got this lovely metallic aqua, so I think we're going to go in with some of that. It's very sort of tropical holiday feeling, even if, like me, you don't often get on holiday, and definitely not anywhere tropical. So I'm just going to extend that up a bit because I really like that colour. And ooh, I'm just going to add a couple more blues before we come in with the white and we start blending things up a bit more. And obviously it's fine if these blues and things all blend together. This one is metallic deep blue for the top here. There we go. And I do remember I have not put my little lift under my cup turner, which is not ideal. I'll get that in a minute. I have a little lift that just, my cup turner slightly tilts downwards, and obviously over a little while that has an effect on how the colours swirl on the cup. So I do just like to try and prevent that, because like in this case it will increase the amount of the white that increase the amount of the gold that gets runs off the cup, which is not something we really want. And to put the odd bit of white down here, and then all I'm going to do, fill in gaps by just dabbing with my finger. The paint will resettle, you know, once it's all there, but you just want to make sure that there's no sections of the cup that aren't actually covered with paint, because sometimes the paint flow doesn't naturally cover all the gaps. So I'm just going to move my way up. Every so often using a clean finger to avoid too much. I want some blending, but not necessarily everything. I need to make sure the paint covers right up to this tape. That's my top line. You can see the gold is already starting to run. I'm going to tip this slightly like this, because the white is starting to take over a little bit. Fingers in it. I'm going to go and find my lift. But basically what I'm going to do now is reverse the direction of my cup turner to help it swirl a bit differently, tip it around a bit, and then leave it all to dry. And I'll be back to show you the effect when it's finished. It is several days later, in fact nearly a week, and this is really well dried. I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. So for me, for this cup, the only thing I'm going to do now is resin. It may need 2 or 3 coats, I'm not sure yet. It depends partly how well I do with the first and second coats. So this is just the first coat. I have done this before on other videos, but I'm just going to do it again while I'm here. This obviously has been already mixed in preparation, and there's nothing particularly fancy about what I'm doing. I'm just trying to spread it all over the cup. Once I think I've got it all on, I will work on spreading it around. That's probably it. I don't want a thick layer of resin because I'm going to do several layers, and you're better to build it up in thin layers rather than do one thick one. So I'm just going to work around the cup, trying to get everything as well covered as possible. I'm going right up to my tape so that it seals in the edge of the paint. And in about half an hour, I will come back and remove this tape so that it doesn't cure to the cup. I'm just looking carefully to check if I can see any gaps. I never can when it's wet. I can only see them afterwards when it's too late. I think that's good. I'm going to just get my cup turner to rotate the other way to help with getting a good coverage and levelling, hopefully. And this will be left to cure.